The year 2015 saw the release of Cities Skylines. It is a more polished version of SimCity from Maxis. When the chance arose to review Cities VR by Fast Travel Games, I couldn't help but put up my hand and accept. Watch the video till the end to get a better review of the game. Hello, and welcome to the channel Nonstop VR. Today's video is all about Cities VR and will include a review, so buckle up to enjoy the ride. While I often complain that Facebook or Meta is pushing the idea of a metaverse too hard, making it practically impossible to enjoy Quest 2's library, I must acknowledge the high caliber of its ever-expanding library. Another version of the city-building title Cities, a tried-and-true PC mainstay of the genre, is one such new addition to its list of essentials. How does Cities VR perform when using a headset? Cities VR, created by Fast Travel Games, creators of Virtuoso, a fantastic VR music maker, is a scaled-down version of Cities Skylines. The game begins with a few brief tutorials demonstrating how the various mechanics function, just like its bigger brother. Like the pancake screen version, you can expand your budding city by bringing in as many new residents as possible, which will unlock new structures and options. Reaching milestones offers you additional playable tools, allowing you to grow your city and then manage it as you like. But what if you could approach it all from a completely another angle? Cities VR aims to accomplish that by launching players into their local sandbox and letting them wild. The goals and mechanics appear straightforward if you are not experienced with city builders like Cities, Skylines, or other types. The placement of roadways is the first step in pre-planning how inhabitants will navigate your metropolis. Do the exact opposite of what any city would do and consider road width, traffic, and potential expansion areas for your growing hamlet. It's time to place your first districts when your arteries have been set up. You can paint the areas of your city that you want to correlate to each sort of structure by selecting industrial, commercial, or residential. Given that more significant buildings demand more space, you must consider how much room you leave for expansion. After finding a location to dwell, your people will need shops. These kinds of needs are satisfied by commercial spaces. Your industrial zones produce the greatest taxes because they are home to your city's main source of revenue. You'll require supporting infrastructure as your city expands. Water is delivered via a pump via piping from the nearby stream. Make sure to put your used water back downstream to prevent your people from involuntarily recycling toilet water. Traditional coal is a source of power, but it is messy. Nuclear energy is pricey but provides great power for a small amount of danger and waste. Although solar and wind power are less effective, no more environmentally friendly option exists. Institutions such as those for fire, police, ambulance, and education must be situated within a predetermined radius of the neighborhood they will serve. They can only grow until they run out of room. Thus, meeting their requirements enables them to expand. With each level of expansion, they generate more tax income to expand the rest of the city. It's an engaging and difficult gameplay loop that progressively becomes harder as your metropolis expands beyond your control. Unfortunately, this is where Cities VR's inadequacies become apparent. Cities VR contains every aspect of City Skylines' main gameplay loop, albeit on a smaller scale. You can still lay out your districts, install your auxiliary infrastructure, and create the city of your desires in various ways. Cities VR confines the scale of your city in a way that undoubtedly gives it a more boutique-like vibe than a large metropolis, most likely due to the hardware's constraints. When you approach near to the different structures in your city, you can also see that part of the detail has been lost. When you look closely, you'll see that some environments have extremely flat textures and low resolution because the standalone headset just lacks the processing ability to manage hundreds or thousands of buildings in the scene. I have wired headphones that could utilize the horsepower on my PC. Honestly, I'd prefer a wire and beautiful environment over a portable city builder. Complex games can be challenging to translate to the straightforward controls of VR. Some games succeed in this, while others fail. I'm happy to report that Cities VR performs a respectable job of transferring the game's numerous capabilities to the Quest 2 controllers. It does imply that a lot of information is buried beneath multiple menus. Still, you'll be zipping around and establishing new business areas in no time after a brief period of acclimatization. Fans of the series will find City Skylines brimming with new content, and Cities VR's menus contain remarks that this is just the beginning, encouraging players. Given City Skylines has grown over the years, more free content is on the way, and it's likely to stay coming for a while. For this game, it is unclear whether that content will remain free or be restricted. I'll be the first to confess that the graphics and the substance in Cities VR have to suffer. There are only a few ready-made maps available, as was already explained. This was true of the original, but it also appears that Cities VR's aesthetics suffered somewhat from being on the Quest 2. Aside from the fact that you cannot access modifications or any of the additional Cities DLC content in this version, I saw textures like trees and rocks popping in and out somewhat obtrusively as I moved. It resembles returning to Cities Skylines version 1.0, albeit with fewer features. However, Cities VR has certain advantages as well. The controls are pretty accessible, yet the game is still soothing. You may pause or speed up the game as you like. I enjoyed swaying my controller to quickly observe how my budget was doing and how my residents were feeling. Cities VR seems like going back to the fundamentals, which is suitable for someone like me who has taken a break from the game and for complete novices who have never experienced what cities have to offer. Cities Skylines offers many advantages over this due to years of DLC and modding. The VR vision of the city also appeals to me greatly. You can fly high above your city for a panoramic view or descend low to move through it quickly by pressing a button. On more than one occasion, I simply let my city run as I traveled from one side to the other, soaring through my streets as I observed people living there, businesses operating there, and daily urban life going on. In Skylines, you can travel through your cities, although not in the same immersive way. A few aspects of the VR experience I didn't particularly enjoy are more of a Quest 2 constraint. This game uses a lot of batteries. Some functions, such as landscape editing and natural disasters, are completely lacking and might be introduced with these extensions. The former helps create distinctive cities and basins, perched on mountaintops or archipelagos at every turn, but that isn't available now. It is undoubtedly a feature for gamers more experienced in their city-building adventures, but series veterans will notice its absence. When I need a break from building cities, at least for me, I turn to natural calamities. At least for me, bringing chaos to your city is a way to see nature's natural strength destroy everything you've accomplished. Cities VR provides a vidnet of the Cities Skylines experience. The controls take time to get used to, but the Quest 2's hardware restrictions are more difficult to overcome. Nevertheless, the experience is present, albeit in an incredibly condensed and marginally blander form than the original. Even though specific essential components are lacking, this self-contained game nevertheless includes an entertaining portion of the gameplay cycle. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. Just click on the subscribe button below this video. Now, I want to turn it over to you. If you have any questions regarding today's video, please let me know by leaving a comment below. Stay safe.